Going back to the early and middle 90s, Dumfries Baptist Church had a vision to plant a congregation in this area, and it got right to the point where there was a group of people who had a real passion and desire to come, but in the end it didn't happen at that time. And I think that's important because it shows that the vision for what's happening now, even although we couldn't see what's here now or what's being built, started many years ago. And I think it's a lesson for us as a church. The vision was right, but the time was wrong. The provision in physical facilities will be quite wide-ranging. There's a large atrium that we're going to be calling the Avenue, which runs right through the centre, the spine of the building. And we hope that that will become a hub of activity as people travel around the building. At the back we have a sports hall, which is 2 badminton courts with the regulation runoff space which is required around that. There are showers and changing rooms. There's also the main auditorium where we will worship as a congregation, but also we hope it will be used for conferencing, for concerts and other events. There's a lift that will be able to help people to access the upper floor, and that's next to the youth room. So the idea is that even if there are other activities going on in the church and our young people are in the building, then they'll be able to get in the lift or go down the stairs and go straight into the games hall. So although all the rooms are not separated off from one another, they will be able to be used independently from one another. And we have one particular provision which is for people with profound disabilities, which is not just a toilet but a whole changing room facility with hoist, etc. So that, like the usual place and other areas in our region, that it becomes a place of choice for people who have disabilities. They know that they can come, and if need be they can go and take care of their loved ones within that facility. So it's quite an extensive building which will provide space for us to grow as a church, for us to be able to do ministry, but also there'll be a wide range of choice for people who want to use our building for different meetings and activities. The overall project is £4.7 million. God has provided 3.7 million of that. We're going to be borrowing £1 million, and almost all of that, not quite, but almost all of it will be interest free. I think once the building started to go up, people realised that this was actually happening, and I think people have been interested and amazed that the church is growing in Dumfries, and by that I mean not Dumfries Baptist Church, the church is growing in Dumfries. That brings me a lot of encouragement as a pastor, because our vision and desire as a church is a kingdom vision. It is not for us only. It's to see God's kingdom growing and expanding, to see churches flourishing and growing and being effective in the communities where they have been placed. God is placing us here, so our responsibility is to seek to be a witness to the people around us.